I'm Debbie Robinson with the law firm of Deborah Robinson Law Group in Johns Creek, Georgia. Our firm concentrates its practice on estate planning and elder law. We've been sending written newsletters, but this is our very first video newsletter, and our topic for this week is the importance of naming beneficiaries. Certain types of assets like life insurance, IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, annuities, allow the owner to designate a beneficiary, the person who's going to receive that asset when the account owner dies. And doing so helps avoid probate, making it much easier for that beneficiary. In addition to naming a primary beneficiary, the account owner can name a contingent or secondary beneficiary. And if they don't do that, in the event that the primary beneficiary predeceases, the plan rules are going to control who the new beneficiary is, and it's often the estate. That means this type of asset, which ordinarily wouldn't require probate, is thrown into probate. If an asset was purchased years ago, the beneficiary designation that was never updated is probably not going to be correct. There have been cases where a husband named his wife as beneficiary of his IRA, got a divorce, remarried, and then died, never having changed his beneficiary. Who received that IRA? The ex-spouse. There have also been instances where the company that served as the custodian of a retirement plan, that's the company that handled or managed the account, changed to a new custodian. Somehow, the beneficiary designation that had been left with the original custodian never made it to the new custodian, so no beneficiary. Also, there have been instances where it might not even be a custodial change, but the financial institution where that account has been for 20 or 25 years upgrades its system, and somehow the old beneficiary designation doesn't make the upgrade. That's why it is so important, certainly if you're going to need to change a beneficiary, to make sure you make the change, but even if the beneficiary stays the same, just periodically check to make sure the beneficiary designations are there and correct. And it's also important to make sure that the beneficiary designation coincides with the overall estate plan that's expressed in the decedent's will or trust. For example, a mother with 2 adult children names them as equal beneficiaries under her will, but at the time of her death, her sole asset is her IRA, and she's named the daughter as the beneficiary of the IRA. What does her son get? Nothing. Even though the will says he's supposed to get half, the IRA beneficiary designation controls, and the daughter gets it all. So it is really important that you check your beneficiary designations periodically, because as these stories show, it's possible to completely change an estate plan without realizing it by failing to update or incorrectly making a change to your beneficiary designations.